doing through the world. And I'm very thankful that she had me here today with you guys and being able to be part of this amazing organization and educators through the world. My name is Rosemarie Sanchez. Many of you may know me already and may not know me, but indeed, I'm here to support and to give my best um, recognition of humanity through the world that I've been working through and the education that I have through the years of leadership. And this topic is about many things. Some people sometimes believe that leadership it's something huge and it's something so small that we all have, and we just have to discover to become that big diamond to appear through the world and shine and give the best and be and keep on being the better human self. So I think this topic today, it is something that I love doing. For many of you, just for you to know me a little bit better, I'm a coach of marketing and business. I've been doing this through more than 15 years, working in different companies, my own companies itself and other corporative company through the different systems as customer service leadership in the level of excellence. I achieved many accomplishments and I had to work through many different environments. And that gave me the capability to really know the human, because to become a great leader, we just have to become a great human being. We have to be a very good communicator. We have to be that person that shines others through and push them up and get them and enlighten them with their word, with their knowledge, with their actions. And through that, I became magnetic of doing good things for others. And some people may say, wow, magnetic? Yes, unless if you feel that in your heart, that's something that can be transmitted. And that's where everything starts. And to get that through, we need to really read, search, be educated, get engagement with other people, other communities. And I think the work that Success World One is doing today is so achievable, and that's why we reach so many people. Like we have people here maybe from India, we have people here from Nigeria, maybe we have people here from South America or even from North America. So there's no limits. And now the great achievement that we have as a human being is that because we're connected through the internet anywhere in the world, it's much easier to have those relationships empowered. So I know we have a few people here inside with us, and we also are in YouTube. So to everybody who's right now watching through YouTube or will be watching, all I can say is that take your time for you. Take this time apart from everything you're doing today. Some people, they want to be cooking, washing dishes, or maybe even reading at the same time they're listening. And that's something that we lose power. We lose a lot of power. When we have the right intentions to do something very important, and what happened is we give other alternatives at the same time, the same commitment, we're doing the same, just in front of someone right now. So I encourage you to please give me some time of your time, which is so valuable, because time is one of the resources that you will never receive back. But if you invest your time properly and you give time to the things that really going to be an investment for you as a person, as a growth, I bet you tomorrow when I check out on you again, I'll see someone so different. Okay. And this is the power of collaboration. We're collaborating, each of us here, to the best integrity. So thank you so much. I see some faces here, not in camera, but some pictures. And all I can say is hi to Salman, hi to Ismail, hi Prince Ray, Raj Kumar, Derek Herbert, and we have also our Queen Nadia. So thank you so much. As I said, I've been a coach of marketing and businesses for many years, But today I'm gonna start giving you a good idea of what is leadership. Yeah. If someone has a message or something to say, or perhaps to compliment about what I say, please, hand raised, and I will be so happy to hear you, because I am a student as you are. I love being a student that always encourage others, but at the same time learn. And I will learn from reciprocity. So something that you said, it might impact my life as well. So thank you so much. And I'm glad that I now can tell you a little bit of how leadership works. So it's the ability of an individual, group, or organization to lead, influence, or guide other individuals, teams, or entire organization. So the ability, when we understand the word ability, we know that it's something that as we go along, we get some new ways of doing it, okay? But perhaps the ability is something that you're able to, that you're open to, yes? That you're open to impact, to lead and influence. And sometimes people believe that influence is demanding. There's two ways of demand. One way of doing it is a demand that goes along with empowerment, giving you an opportunity of growth, giving you an opportunity of being open and see if that really works or may fail, because in leadership, we all fail at some point, okay? And I'm gonna talk a little bit of that more in details in the next steps. So when we understand influence to the right way, what happens is we start understanding that we are a point of success for others, that people who watch us, people who get interacted with us, people who put their attention in us will feel reciprocity. What happens is they will feel empowered, they will feel known, they will feel that connection, because you have lead them, you have guide them, you have got them through the process. And one example of leadership is this organization, Success Worldwide. It's been for over a year, and I think the job that our Queen Nadia Hariri has done is impactful to many communities. That now education is not only for the people who's been based in some place. Now the education is being spread. And this is what happened. She's connected through many communities, through many different points, to get you attracted, to get you empowered, and people will recognize you because you're inside that organization. So you see how each person will be impacted, but also the organization. This is what really leadership means. It will impact the same way you see things. If we don't see it, we cannot commit it. If we see that there's a powered message that our Queen is giving to the world, we can lead with her and influence with her to be united and together us here. So that's why it's so important that the message, the vision, the commitment, and everything we do, it will be into one point, one self. And that's how the work should be. But the empowerment of leadership have become an addition to many people who really don't know how to rule the leadership. And that's why it becomes a competency instead of being a real leadership. So if we understand that our organization here today is bringing you an opportunity of meeting so many people in different platforms, with different knowledges, with people with color, no color, brain, no brain, you name it, okay? Because in life, we will commit to buy and sell products. We will commit to meet a lot of people. We will commit to do a lot of services, but not in everything we do will see real leadership. How we discover that leadership? That's the question that I ask here today. How we can discover a leadership and passion through someone, influencer, or an individual or an organization. How do we really get to know that this is happening? Because there's a movement. And when there's a movement, everything that evolved through that movement works. But you may say, but works how? Exactly how? This is one of the things we have to start beginning how to work that out. Because there's a lot of things that can be working through our lives, not being able to have the ability to influence in a positive, live in a positive, or go through in a positive emotion. That also has to be discovered. Yes? So I don't know if someone is here with me, if you can raise your hand, if you have any question, if something may come along with the word leadership that we can discover together. That will be so grateful for me, because in that way I really can interact, and then we can move forward to what I have next. I don't know if until this point, something that I have said brought to your mind something that you may discover, or you have discovered already and now it clicked again. That's why it's important to understand that our leaders, what they are doing through the world, has to impact each individual in the certain way that they see and how they see what they're doing. If it's not impacting through that leadership the way that's supposed to be, we start having problems, and we'll see it along through the things that I'm gonna show you today. We have someone, Derek Herbert. Thank you for raising your hand. If you can come up and any question that you may have or said, that would be great.
Okay. First and foremost, let me express my sincere gratitude to you for the lovely presentation. On behalf, I could say we are so much grateful to have you, and we are so delighted to have you today, and we hope to have you many times. Okay, mine is just a quick one. I think it's not a question. How do you nurture this thing whereby you are working with your friends, maybe in an organization or maybe in your own business? Then whilst you are working with your friends, these friends, they identify, boy, you are a good leader, you've got all these qualities. No, with the way you handle yourself, the way you do these things, the way you do that, then how can you nurture that? But yourself, you've not even realized you've got that ability or that potential, but others, they have noticed that, then they are able to tell. How can you nurture that? That's my question.
Certainly. Thank you. Thank you for that question, Derek. Well, I think in every step of leadership, there's should be something that's very unique and is very important to work out. And that's called integrity. And that's something of a steps that we're going to be seeing through the classes I'm going to be doing. Integrity will demand by itself what really works and what not. And some people, they don't want to follow the integrity because it's very simple. It's a short line, and it's very lenient to really go on the other side or really to stay. You have two choices in life. Either do good things that will benefit in others and yourself, or either do other things that you think might be good, but in the really deep inside, is not doing any good, only to your own benefit. So this is something we have as leader to work every day, because there will be situations in life where you will always encounter a place or a room where your integrity can be lost, can be stolen, or somehow can be even increased through the level of having another achievement. So there's going to be times where you have to say yes and no. And there's going to be times where you don't even have to say anything, just to step up and get away. I don't know if with this information, maybe it's something that you relate on. You can answer it if you're here. Yes.
I think it's a good it's a one of the nice thing to do. Though I've not done it before, but I could get it's a nice concept. Thank you.
Sure. Because in leadership, there's something called responsibility. And when we take that responsibility as leaders, we know that we're not facing only ourselves, we're facing a crowd. You see here, these people are behind the person who has the flag, but really, indeed, all these people have the same achievements, or even in the same organization or in the same process, what this person is doing. They're just being lead. And by being lead, you will also have to be a leader, because people who they don't identify to be leaders, they don't move along with an organization. They stay. You see? So leadership is something that we have born with. Since day one, we were born in this life, we were leaders. But through the scatters and through the things that happen in our lives, we lose power, because your life began to be controlled through patterns of humanity and also through your generations and much more. So sometimes are very, very empowered to be much more a leader than what they became through being in this world. And sometimes they're not. So that's why we're here today, to discover that little self you have inside that maybe is right now burnt instead of burning. And we have to revive that in you. And being a leader is not being only empowered or being only for power. Being a leader is leading your own self, leading to achieve a different perspective of what you do each and every day. So let's look what's next. So we talked about social influence, ethical influence, aids, and support. So why social influence is very important, and why is we're living this today? That's the question. Why we're able to lead now in a different way that we're supposed to lead years ago, maybe 30 years ago. That it was more difficult because communications were always for the empowered communicators, through TV, through different mediums, and a lot of money maybe perhaps were to be used in order for people to hear you. But now these days we are easier way of living a legacy by social influence. But what we're really doing in this social influence, are we really perhaps working toward what is such social influence in a good way, or are we towards searching in this social influence only the power of your own meaning, not as an organization or as a collateral effect for everyone? That's one of the questions we have to ask, if what we're doing today is really doing an effect that it will be a social influence as a positive, or if we are speaking towards our own necessity only to achieve a certain level. That's one of the things that sometimes is difficult perhaps to measure. But if we start relating to who we are, who we have around, who's working towards our favor, who's not working with us, so why we have not achieved that level yet, then we start believing that our social influence have to be empowered through what a methodology work should be done as ethical, and has to have aid and support. So if someone here in our room, please can raise their hand by letting me know one of the social influences or the ethical parties that you have worked on doing something as a leader through different communities. That would be great. So we can discuss a little bit how this been worked and how maybe I can even help, or how I may see it that maybe I can see the same potential you have. Because all of us, when we relate to each other and when we give experiences of life, we can always understand what we have done also. If what we have been working on is worked for others. Anybody who wants to raise their hand today? I have some of you here, Sana Asar, Salman Kareem. Hi, how are you? I think I didn't see you before. Thank you for being here. Well, if you have no words to say, that's no worries. Don't worry about it, because this is this training, it will be seen or is seen right now in YouTube, and all we can see, back and relate to the information. I think Raj, you have Raj. Okay, well, if you want to raise your hands, by all means. So when we talk about power, when we talk about support, I give you an example. Yes, I think the vision of our Queen Nadia when she thought about this academy was really to support many people. Yeah, many people. She thought, okay, I'm on a level that people will hear me. I'm an influencer. I see that what I do really get attention through the power that's been given to me. Now I need a support system. I need to evolve with the people. So she thought, as a leader, to influence others to become as a leader also, right? And she had to look through support systems and through aids. That's what we're doing right now. This is achievable because there's leadership in here, okay? And by seeking that support, she knows she doesn't have the whole tools, she doesn't have the whole techniques, and she is not able to fulfill all the needs of everybody. So she had to start seeking for professors and educators that would have the same vision of achievement and perhaps giving humanity peace, which we want to always work on, right? And she brought people who really, really show kind support, benefit of doing something that indeed, to be honest with you, not everybody's ready to do so. Not everybody's willing to give their time because they're thinking always to themselves. And this is where we have to work as an ethical influencer. I do want better for my life, yes, indeed. But we have to work with other people, united, not alone. We have to seek other people as the same level we are and raise them up to be pushed to do big things with us. And this is what really influence means. And that's when we use the social influence, which is our social media, spread through the world. And indeed, that media become one when there's a guarantee something's gonna happen. That's why Susan's World One as an organization became an academy. And this is what now she's doing. I don't know, dear Queen Nadia, if you're here, you may say some words if what I'm saying makes sense through the leadership that you have empowered others, because I know you have been for many hours nonstop, always with your communities and the new communities you're achieving.
Yes, what you said is completely true. I had a vision, and this vision is to bring everyone in the same level. I wanted everyone to receive a proper education, free, high quality education, to put everyone in equal situation. Because when I have seen during this lockdown, something was touching me, and this is how Successful One was, a Successful One Academy was born. When I have seen in different parts of the world, some children during the lockdown, the one who were in a private school could receive high teaching and continue online, and the others, they could not have any course or any education. So from that moment, I said, okay, the education is not only for the rich people or the people who have money. It has to reach everyone in this planet. This is why I said the school is closed. Yes, let me bring the school in your home. And this is how I created Success World One, also in the middle of the night, to just not empower the children, but empower the humanity. Because till now, we have some people who don't know even how to write their name, and all our teachers, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. We are all volunteers here, teaching, giving our time, giving our energy to empower people and give them the chance to learn. Because you have also some people, they have the degrees, but they can't find a job. And by teaching also leadership and teaching other things, it will give them self-confidence to create themselves their own business and become their own leadership, leading their life. So this is why it is important. And I thank from the bottom of my heart all the teachers who stand with me to empower humanity. And Success World One is also accredited. So when we deliver at the end our certificate are powerful. They are powerful. They are like a degree. We are teaching level 3 and we are increasing till level 7. Level 7
Wow.
is the equivalent of the master. You understand? So
100%.
this is what I wanted to bring to the humanity, just to put them in the same level. Because you see what is killing me in the system of education is we were teaching our children to become the best employee. After the degree, we are teaching them to find the best company that will hire them. And when you arrive to the company, even if you have the high degree, the company will tell you, I'm sorry, you don't have the skills. I'm sorry, you don't have the experience. I'm sorry, I can't hire you. So these children are completely lost. Some of them go in deep depression, maybe in alcohol addiction, drug. Some of them I have seen suicide because they couldn't be independent financially and their family was struggling and their family was doing their best to give them the education. At the end, they don't have a job to sustain the family. So just to tell them that doesn't matter. A degree is not who you are. You are the power. You have the possibility to create your own job. If you put yourself and focus on what you have, just reveal the best talent that you have within yourself, and don't worry, the rest will come. Being a leader can be taught. You can learn to be a leader. We are not born leader. We are learning to be a leader. But we need to just accept to be the leader and accept the change and handle the situation and face the situation. This is how
100%.
Success World One Academy is teaching something completely new and different in this world, just
Bravo.
to bring them in the same level. That's it.
Wow. This is something we listen through the Power of the Voice and Raised by Queen Nadia, and we believe that we have to become one voice. We have to really seek what really people in the world have done through many years in history, and they have become successful leaders. And they don't have to have the best degree to really be that successful human being. They have to have something that's powerful in them, inside, that burns, that gives them the faith that they can go and achieve. It's really sad to listen what our Queen Nadia has said, that many people with so many degrees, so many knowledge, so many talents, they're being revoked because they don't have the experience that they need. But how can they have the experience if they're not letting them to work? So that's why we have to become our own entrepreneurs of our own creation, because this is the power that God has given us through the world and through the times we are in this world and we have been born in this world. We are creators and we can create things to accommodate others and to give them the same power that influences. So that's why it's so important to know where your leader and your hero side it is, and know who can happily work with you and see the same vision and do things that can relate and harmonize the space. So we will see a few things that I know is really important. One of the things is power. Okay, powered, a lot of people can see it as many things. Okay, I wrote one of the best quote in the world written as I'm authored. I think powerful phrases will really kick in the mind of the human being and will happen to do something for their own. You never fail until you stop trying. This is contradictory, eh? You never fail until you stop trying. So imagine, this is life. The power that we have is that we can create, we can erase and recreate. Create, erase, and recreate. Or we can create, erase, and accommodate. You see? So it's the curve of life. When we understand in life, we have curves. It's like a carousel, or maybe the mountains, the electrical mountains that we go on the rides. We see life easier. But when we start looking for perfection, that's where we lose ourselves. That's where we really lose our leadership. We're not perfect. We will never be perfect. That's not for us. That's for someone up higher, but not for us. But what we can do is to achieve through the processes we do much more perfect things. Yes, yes, through the work of integrity, intelligence, and perhaps action. And those are the keys that we have to write down in our notebook today. There is something said here. Salman Kareem has been a wonderful platform. Thank you to Royal Highness for the opportunity to serve World One Academy provided through this platform. The professors and everyone present made every lecture so powerful and worth attending. Thank you. Definitely it is. And you see the support you give to me today and to our queen and to all of us inside here make us powerful, because we're not seeking what the other person has inside the circle as a black point. We're seeking what's in the circle that's all around white, even though there is a black point. You see, we're seeking for what's white, not what's black, or vice versa. And when we start doing this in our perspective of life, inside our human side of mindset, we start changing powerfully. You never fail until you stop trying. That's why we never stop. Regardless of what our things are happening, even if things are falling down and we believe this is not gonna ever stop, you know what? There's always a stop. To recreate again, to reform, to shape, because if you see the universe is round, is earth, and is something that always go around. It's the same thing of our dreams, our life, and all that we do. So this is a law. We have to understand how this Leadership applies into us in order to protect us and work through others and work with others. So through power, we can start building leadership. Now we also have vision, as we spoke before. Yeah. Change your life today. Don't gamble on the future. Act now without delay. You see, this is something I said at the beginning and just now again. If we have a vision and we don't take action, it's worthless. It's worthless. But if we have a vision of something immensely that can happen, and this is what Queen Nadia did. She said, through nothing, I created a lot, only because my vision set me up. And she acted upon that. She says, this is the opportunity. Humanity is collapsing, but we can rebuild it again. That's why she's doing this for you guys and for everybody who's watching and will listen. Because the belief is the vision has to be accomplished. Therefore, there could not be delay. If we don't act upon our vision, the delay will come along. That's why we have to hurry up. And these are things that sometimes we think, oh, but this is for someone who really had done so many things, has so many priorities. A lot of people believe in them, a lot of high credibility. You know what? Don't focus on people. Focus on what you do first. Give first to receive after. By building, you will create the vision that others can see today and perhaps will work to your favor. Another thing important, values. We have to work on our values. You remember we spoke at the beginning, Derek, I said integrity, that's part of values. If our values are very low, or they're not standardized, or they have changed all the time, or they don't know what's supposed to be, we cannot have a clear vision either. And either we will have power. So all the things that we're seeing as I go correlate together. Power, vision, values. And it says, make each day your masterpiece. Imagine this, what it says in here really is that every day you have an opportunity to build something up again and do something different again and create much more and build much more and start changing the patterns that are not working for you, that are making you poor inside your mindset. Those are the values that you have to work through good dignity, treating people as you treat yourself, seeing clearly if the values of the organization you're building or you're being with go around and correlates with your leadership. If they have the same vision, those make a masterpiece. And that gives you the opportunity to be another person to another human self or another empowered creation that God has through you with the magnitude that sometimes we don't even know. Saeed Asar says, that is why I said she's a queen of our autistic kids, because she's the only queen who took interest in our kids. No one else did. No one else did. You imagine the ruin of opportunity that someone had in their power to be a real leader, taking kids that they have what's the name? Autism, that they're a very, very intelligent, because autistic kids, they have something that you don't. And they're so smart that so many people, they don't understand it. But when they see what they do as a masterpiece, then they say, wow. And that's the capability God has given them. Why not reaching them out and give them the same inclusion? That's what powerful is of through leadership, that we include people of all races, whoever they are, how they are, gender, no matter, because each person inside their mindset, inside their minds. They have so much capabilities to give you something good out of them. It's just achieving them, raise them, being with them, showing them kindness, and believing that all through things that we do, each day can change specifically a need of someone else. But this is something we have to see constantly, and we have to believe. Thank you for that. Thank you, Queen Nadia, for taking these kids. And I think it's a run of achievement so high. I'm so glad. I love them. Dearly, I do. Dearly, I do. One other thing that we have to work with our leadership, charisma. Keep your eyes on the start and your feet on the ground. So imagine that. Keep your eyes on the stars, your feet on the ground. So you see how this face is so happy? It's showing that charisma, it's showing that enthusiasm. It shows that meaningful power, less attitude. Because by showing charisma, you're showing that you are at the same level of every human being, even a queen, even a person who works in different fields, even a governor. It doesn't matter. Wherever you go, if you have good attitude, a good enthusiasm, a good charisma, people will wonder who you are. That leader will demonstrate that, in fact, he lives what he says. That's something we have to really in deep understand. Charisma will get you through the stars and keep your feet on the ground, because you don't lose sense of who you are. When you don't lose sense of who you are determined to accomplish what you need. When you lose that sense of power, of values, of vision, your charisma may not work either. So you see, one thing of another work together. You know, it's like a staircase. That's what I'm showing you here. Now, intelligence. Opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. So this is so powerful. I don't know if somebody wants to raise their hand here and give me an example of an opportunity that you have done, even though it didn't come, you created and now you have it. You have built that door. And if you're not the person who can raise your hand, that's fine. I can give an example, but I would love to hear from you, because I think, okay, we have a raised hand. Sena Azar?
Yes, it's Sana Azar, actually.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much.
Very nice to see you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So actually, the thing is that when I started my organization, everyone asked me, what will you do? How will you do that? I just said, I don't know, but I want to do something. And the line will be, starting. So when I started it, I had no idea what will I do? What will I gonna do? But when I took a first step, that was too big for me. When I was signing the document for the organization or something, I said, what am I doing? I don't know. How will I do that? I'm the only single woman here around who knows something about only her son and some people around me, just like my son. And what will I do? But now I see that this was going to happen, which I never knew about it. That I thought I'm crazy, what I'm doing. But I wanted to do something big for people. And you know what? At that moment, I had nothing in my hands. But this created, and now people ask me, how did you do that? It's banned in Pakistan. You've done it. how did you created this organization? How you got permission from the government and how it happened? I said, I don't know. I just wanted to do something. I wanted to do something for people. And that happens. So whenever you ask from God, it gives you, he gives you. But you just need that passion, that vision, and that mission. If you have something, you will go on that road and people will come with you. As His Excellency and Her Excellency, they are also with me now. I was like, is that Queen real? Everyone told me, check it. How come Queen will be with me? Or how come the King will be with me, And everyone said, check. So, oh my God, okay, that's real. So you see, there are, when you dream of something, big things happen, yes?
Yes.
People come to you. And when
What
you're
a wonderful. What a wonderful testimony. So you had an opportunity to do something. You had the passion, the vision. You
Yes.
said, I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I keep on doing it. And I'm sure through the process you had many opportunities and some went down and then up and then opened really the big door, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Thanks to God.
Yeah. It's like a raising a baby, right? And to go to be a child and then be an adult. It's the same process, right? Like we thought it was something.
Just a normal mother, a common woman. I was nobody. And I was like cooking in the kitchen and raising my children. And then the next step was like, I'm standing with the president of my country. I'm standing with the ambassadors and I'm standing with the, ministers. And how did I came here?
Because there was a power of leadership inside you. You knew you could achieve it.
Because there are so many prayers, behind you. Like today, I am the mothers who I'm telling to about Her Excellency and His Excellency, the Royal Highnesses. And I'm talking about them and there's, oh my God, please help them. Oh my God, please help them. And they're like praising them. They're praying for them as well now, you see. So there is always a chain of those prayers.
Thank you. Thank you for that testimony. I think it's powerful to listen to people that they don't know how they were able to achieve something. And they were just, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. They start doing it, build it through seeing fails and start doing it again and go through the pattern and get together people united. And now is a platform. That's what it is. Thank you. Blessings. And we have Ambassador Noor Ahmed.
Hi. Hello. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Yes, it's love to hear and love to share as well. Before the COVID pandemic, I was just an ordinary young professional. I just do my acting job. After that, I'm doing some social media activities. That's it. But during this COVID time, the devastating COVID situation going on here and there, but at the same time, a lot of opportunities are just flourished. And that time I utilized those opportunities. I have learned so many things. Even I have achieved so many appreciation, so many things. And now I can say that last 16 months, I invest myself. I invest all the time. I try to dedicate myself to do something better, to get a great identity of myself. And yes, now I can say that I'm Ambassador Noor Ahmed, and I'm the youth influencer. I'm international speaker, I'm moderator, and I'm educator. And right now, most of the international personnel know me that I'm the youngster. So this make me a great thing that yes, opportunities are there. I just grab this opportunity and I'm still learning and earning something. Thank you so much for hearing me.
Thank you. Wow. You see, out of a room of an opportunity, because when we think about COVID, people start like, wow, my house is gonna go down. Now I'm out of work. The worst things are gonna happen. And it was fine to feel that way. It was fine, but at a certain point, and people who are entrepreneurs, who see through the vision of the future, said, this is my right moment. This is where I have to show my leadership. This is where I have to raise something different people are searching for, so I can help them. And because of helping is the need and is the vision of doing something different for others. That's why it grows. That's why you build a door through the faces of a challenge. That I'm so glad and so thankful to listen, because it's to be honest with you, I think my best years of life have come through these years of COVID. People may say to me, you're crazy. But for me, it's been the best. The best ever things that I've done in my life have been in this COVID-19. But
Exactly.
you know why?
To me.
Yes, the same happened to you, right? Yes.
Exactly. Just change my life. I can find that I have own identity. Even some of my colleagues, some of my friends always told me that after your job, how can you manage your time? How can you do that? I said, this time to invest myself. If I invest myself, if I invest some money for my development, definitely it will be a great output. So why not I utilize this time to utilize? So I just do that, whatever the result.
Wonderful, Ambassador Noor. You see, invest on your own self. That's the highest investment and the most needed and the most significant. And you know how many people I found that when you tell them to invest in themselves, they're so sad because they live as zombies. I'm gonna talk about that in a later day when I come. But it's really sad when you have so much opportunity of building something big, people put it in your hands, and because you're seeking what's for them instead of what's for you, you lose the power of getting your intelligence worked. Yes, Derek, I would love to hear from you.
Okay, thank you very much. And so far, I have liked all the positive responses from people. But I have this to say, you know, every time I think about leadership, every time I think about entrepreneurship, I think what comes first in my mind is the mindset. There is nothing about leadership that is not the mindset. There is nothing about entrepreneurship if not the mindset. So in my own startup, I own my own business. Yeah, though it's basically in my own country, not yet recognized on an international level, but I've been recognized by the government of the Republic of Zambia. So one thing that I believe, even when I see people where they put barriers and impossibility, I think it's about the mindset, because there is nothing, hope everyone can agree with me, there is nothing in this world that will exist beyond our existence that is not a product of our mindset, except the natural occurrences. Everything that we see in this physical world is created out of the mindset. And most important, what differentiates also the rich people and the poor people is the mindset on how they react to some situation. I met this guy and he captivated me like no one has ever, because he said that there are no problems in this world, there are only situations, and your reaction to the situation is the problem. So when you see like you are born poor, that is a situation, it's acceptable, you can born from a poor family, but your reaction to born from a poor family, that's what would determine either to be poor or to be rich. So that's what I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. You got to the point where I'm going to show you something next. Very smart. You know, the same effort is to make $1 than $1 million. It's the same effort. People, they don't believe that. The same effort that takes you to build $1 is to build $1 million. You know how? You have idea how?
I, I think I may respond better. Maybe let me just hear from you.
Is to build your mindset. Is to build your mindset. If you can create $1, you can create millions.
Exactly, love
You
that.
see what I mean? The problem
I
is
love
people,
that.
they don't believe in themselves. They believe what they see, but they don't believe what they don't see. And to transmit that into the world, it goes first into the not physical, it goes into the spiritual world. And that's something much deeper. But when we start being that magnetic human self of achieving our soul first, our mindset, our in deep inside, there's nothing that can break who you are. You become unbreakable. And I tell you for a fact, because this is something that I've done in my life. I have many stories to tell, but one of the things I said, if someone steals everything from me, they will never steal the most important. You know what it is? Here. What I have here and what I have here. Nobody can rob that. And that's where humanity has to build their leadership. And then we can raise good, different countries, good societies, good governments. You see what I mean? Because we have built what is most important, our deep down inside, to transmit that to the outside. That's why it becomes powerful. That's why you see a brain here. It's not about how I look, it's how what you have inside. So let's see. And this is why I said you became to go to the nearest point. I'm a writer. I'm a best-selling book author. This is one of the books that I've done. This is my first book. And you can see here, it says, Breakthrough Changing the Pattern of Poverty. It was published first in Spanish and then in English. And this book has set and changed my life first. And then when people have read this book, all these testimonies that I get from people is you change the pattern of me believing in what I do, what I am, and I will become. And this is the most important. People, they have to train themselves in their mindset and train their soul to become the powerful person they are. Because they, like I said at the beginning, they are leaders, even when they were born, but they were taking away that leadership very quickly. And we have to rebuild it again. Yes, Prince Riot. Hi, nice to see you. I love hearing to you.
Yeah, how are you?
Very nice. I'm happy. I'm very happy with this class.
Yeah. We also very happy to get you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a long since we discuss. Jack Ma, do you know name of the Jack Ma? Have you heard the name of Jack Ma? Jack Ma.
No.
Jack Ma is a famous Chinese business tycoon. In his early life, failure seized him totally. Right now, he's the founder of Alibaba. It's play a vital role in Chinese economy. Do you think intelligence or managerial power, which is more important to be a successful leader?
Could you do that question again? I'm sorry, if you don't mind.
Do you think intelligence or managerial power, which is more important to be a successful leader?
You see, intelligence is really important. But most important than intelligence is something that all we have. And if we don't have it in the right way, it won't work nothing. And it's our attitude. If we don't have a right attitude, I tell you, it can be the most intelligent person, it gets nowhere. And I tell you why. With attitude, we can always begin again. We can always come back to our roots. We can always be the best version of ourselves. We can always be the best to others. You see, through experiences and humanity, you will see that the people have done so many achievable things. We're not the most intelligent. They were the most and the best attitude ever. Because they knew if they failed, they could begin again. You see what I mean? Because all the power is inside here. But when you have a bad attitude, nobody follows you. Automatically, you lose credibility. That's why we have to really work through our attitude in life. It's really important because that will achieve all the things we want to do as long as we work our mindset and work along with our intelligence, our powerful, our values, all that we have spoken today. So I think it's no more important than intelligence. A person that's very intelligent, sometimes they don't do nothing. They lose and they left up without nothing. Hi. Hi, Arkin Edmond. How are you, Dr. Edmond? How are you, Dr. Silva? Nice to see you. Thank
Aloha.
you. Aloha. How are you?
I'm fine. I'd like to weigh in. First of all, thank you for this class on that we're experiencing today. Most of the speakers here already have a mindset to where they envision their lives to be. And everyone here, I believe, already have a good attitude. And sometimes the attitude in itself needs more time, more room to blossom and get bigger and bigger. And it's by that we move into the true analysis of who we are as human beings. For me, mindset is a lot of people, I will say to them, do not pray for easy lives, pray to be stronger men. Think about that for a moment. Do not pray for easy lives, pray to be stronger men. In order for us to have a good life, we must challenge the challenges before us. All about attitude. And we have people around us who are often downplaying who we are, saying you cannot do that, be careful. You'll alienate people, you'll make them upset. We try to change the status quo. If you go into a corporate office and say to the chief executive officer, CEO, you know, I think you're doing this wrong, he's going to kick you out of his office because he thinks he has a company and you're working for him, therefore he has all the answers. He does not. Myself, I surround myself with people who's much, much smarter than myself. That's wisdom. People who have stronger education and different things. I surround myself with intelligent people, but I also have the courage to listen to them. Listen is very, very important. And from listening, it translates to your heart and to you create an activity to move forward. And that's part of leadership. It's taking control of who you are as an individual. Wherever we come from, whatever our station in life, whatever our education level is, we must understand one thing. It is you, yourself, that can make the difference for yourself. No one else can do it but you. You can take yourself out of the gutter into something nice. Each step. What I like to see is in this forum are people who are really, really struggling to understand leadership, who's trying to understand what is a mindset and how to progress forward. Because here we have intelligent people here, and we're basically singing to the choir. And that's good, because even people with great intelligence, like all of you, you can always learn something different and new that I get. So what are we taking away from this is important. You don't have to tell me or anybody else, because it's that word sacred. I want you to remember that word one more time, sacred. That means that your subconscious and conscious mind is working together. Your higher self, that attitude towards creation, towards all that's puna, all that's good. You can say to the spirit, you can say to God, whatever your philosophy, whatever your thinking is, but you are in harmony with the higher self, and the lower self comes up, you can move mountains. You can create unimaginable dreams. If you can see it in your mind, I promise you can create it. Go get an engineer and you can create it. Earlier, I'm sorry, I need to put my glasses on. Derek Herber. Aloha, Derek. Eric Herbert said something very, very profound. And he was talking about your mindset and how important that is. Well, you have to understand, what is the definition of mindset? People will give you all different thoughts and different this and different that, and they will all be correct. But mindset means I put it in my mind, I see the vision, and I do it. That's mindset. You can take scripts from someone else's speech, someone else's this and that. That's theirs. You don't want to be a parrot echoing what someone else said. You want to have your own mindset. Okay, I see this. I see it in my mind. I visualize it and I make it happen. That is important. A moment ago, Prince Reed asked a question about intelligence and etc. Well, that to me is a question that tells me that he already knows the answer, because one cannot exist with the other. Cannot exist with the other. Everything has a balance. The Chinese call yin and yang. Everything has a balance. If you go to the ocean and you sit on the shore, the ocean can be level and flat and very calm. But an hour later, the ocean can be rough and tough and talking. That's life. That's cosmic. That's everything. But it's in harmony with itself. So the question he asks, you must have intelligence, but you must also taper your intelligence with common sense. You must taper your intelligence with the ability to listen to what someone else has to say and respect what that person says. I don't care who you are. I don't care how rich you are. That doesn't impress me. I don't care. What impresses me is your love for yourself, your love for me, and your love for humanity. That impresses me. Today's world, and I'll end it here. Today's world is in turmoil. And one of my doctorates is in political science. And it is incumbent upon me to understand the rise and fall of nations, how it's moving. You look what's happening around the world. And more specifically, you look what's happening with the situation between the United States and Afghanistan, and all the problems ensue, and how that created a vacuum for other nations to come in and say, well, this is a weak nation. We'll come and take over. We're going to do this, this, and that, because they showed their weakness and they showed their inaptitude to lead. Leadership is a most sacred, sacred, sacred duty to all of us who are leaders. Leadership is doing your duty. Capital D-U-T-Y. That is leadership, is doing your duty. Then you can say, what is my duty? And then I will say to you, are you an idiot?
No.
Your duty is that which you know precisely what you must do. You don't need permission from anybody else, because you know what you need to do. You know what you have to do. And you know that if you stand firm, you're going to have the tidal wave coming at you. But if you know you're right, and you know that this will change the lives of many people in a positive way, then do your duty and complete your legacy here on earth. Your life is very short. You're born here, there's a little mark here, and you die here. Tomorrow is not promised to nobody. Therefore, do your duty now. Continue to move forward and create those behind you who will be those who take up your mantle and move forward your legacy. But I thank you for this opportunity. I always love to come to these forums and to speak to all of you. Every time I do come, I learn more and more and more how brilliant we are as a human family. You are my family, and I love all of you. You are my family.
Yeah.
But your mom is my mom, your dad is my dad, your nation is my nation. You are my family. That's called mindset. That I believe when I say you are my family, and that is the truth. And as a family, we share in each other's dreams and aspirations, our failures. Always remember, failure, what is that? There's no such thing as failure. It's just an opportunity to make it better next time. There's no failure. Nothing is a failure. Even when you give up for a second, but you take a deep breath, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, the idea will come back and boom, you're right there moving forward. And it's okay to have a weakness for a moment. It's not okay to stay there. You must move forward. Thank you all. And sit back and listen. And thank you, Rosemarie, for this wonderful opportunity that we're having. I would like all of us to invite other people who want to learn, bring those who are struggling, and go to different crisis center, and people who like to learn to come to our forum. We have the most brilliant people here. I love you folks. You are brilliant here. You folks know what to do. Bring the people now.
Thank you. Thank you, our King, Dr. Silva. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We learn. Like I said, I'm a maternal student, always. Thank you. Well, I'm just almost to finish. And I think the words that our King just spoken, I mean, wisdom, words of wisdom. And I think it's been teachable because he lived it through his own life, right? I think by example we live. So thank you, Honorable. Very thankful. Well, if anybody has a question, one of the things I love doing is creating those famous sentences like I showed before. And one of the one that I would always apply in my life was this sentence that I had always think it is how we go in. So it says, when your thoughts have changed, your mind and soul always coordinate to achieve greatness. And who doesn't achieve greatness? We all at a certain level will achieve greatness, you know, but it's how we really deep inside us search for it and what we really want in our lives. You know, the candle of life sometimes turns down because of our lives, our experiences, but there's always someone that light them up, like our King did just now, by giving us all this wisdom and showing us that in fact we are all leaders, and we just have to go and keep on going and showing that proof to others and seeing our best self, because out of anything that we do, there's always something very small or big that will give us that opportunity of growth, wisdom, and it will show us that in fact we can help others. So thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here, Honorable. And if any have questions or would like to say something, then by all means.
Yes, Honorable Sister, thank you so much for your well explained and very constructive discussion today. Trust me, this is very interesting topics, as well as you just shared some your own materials that bring up so much positive impact. Well, I can see the question in the chat box. Can you please answer the chat box of Sana Ajar Khan question? Can you please?
Oh yes, I think she asked. She says, but sometimes I'm scared of being women and working in a man-made society where they don't like a woman as a leader, specifically if she is a mother of a special child. Yes, you know what, I tell you from my perspective of what I've lived so far. I live in Canada. This is a very big world in terms of freedom. So in here, there's a lot of laws of integrity that works through the work place, and also they tend to open up for women to be very really heard. So in fact, this is something we have to unite as women together to challenge the world, to open up as we have opened, let's say, perhaps I give an example here in Canada. So I think as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you believe that what you're bringing is needed to that place where you're working, you don't have to doubt, because the minute you doubt, you start giving them the chance to really see you as you're saying right now. So, self-doubt has to be something out of your mindset. That's one example I can see. Yes.
Aloha, excuse me for a moment. Where is she from? What country, what nation is she from?
I'm from Pakistan.
Pakistan. Aloha, Pakistan. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
I'd like to, I only now I've seen your question. If the moderator, Rosemarie, would mind, may I weigh in, please? Thank you. Your question regarding a woman working in a man's society. I cannot pretend to know what's going on in Pakistan. I do not know. Therefore, it'll be difficult for me to weigh in that light as king. But I do know the government to some degree, and I've addressed some of the issues of humanitarian issues that I felt the government should be aware of. And I did speak regarding those leadership at the UN. Pakistan is one of them, and other countries. But to the woman who are working in a man's environment and feels unsafe and so forth, as a man, I would say to that woman is to continue to work, continue to uplift yourself. Don't look back. Don't acquiesce to something that's negative. Keep your head up and speak to the men who are not being respectful, and say, I am someone's daughter, I am someone's wife, I am someone's mother, I'm someone's sister. You have that in your life. You have a mother, you have a sister, all of you have. Do you treat them badly? Do you disrespect them? You call them up on their nonsense, and you say that I work here, and I would like you to show me respect, not just as a woman, but my ability to do the work, where I can do the work. And that's how you begin the task of independence and sovereignty for yourself, is standing up. And that's what you say to the other women around you. Stand up, be accounted for, tell them who you are. I will say to you as a man, the world would be really, really messed up if we didn't have women in the world. The women is the heart and embodiment of the family, as they are in a corporation and in a job place. Because they see a problem and a woman knows how to deal with the problem. Men, they go all different, I'm going to do this. Man, they act stupid. I know, because I'm a man and sometimes I act stupid, I admit. There are times when you need to sit down and realize that one cannot work without the other. I hope I've helped you to understand the thought here, the mindset here is changing the value of who you are, that you are greater than yourself. And when like if you came up to me and you told me the things I just advised you to say, I would step back and say, thank you. You're absolutely right. Put them in their place. Put them in their place.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Your Majesty. And I must tell you that I took steps, and people used to tell my family that if she will start earning, or she will start going out, and then she will not be in your control. So don't let her go out. And when I started my organization, I went to the lawyer and I started it, all the documents and all. I hid everything. I never told anybody. And I said, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. So I have to, step into the society to help people. that was the time when I was like, when I went out of the house, I could go for shopping, everything, but I was not allowed to work or do something. So whenever I went outside for organization to make it, I was like scared. Maybe someone will come and grab me and take me back at home, or someone will come and hit me or something like that. But the thing is, there were lots of women around me, the mothers of those children. They gave me the courage and the strength to do something, so my fear was going away. But still, even now, I'm living in a society that every time, being a woman, it's not easy to go in the parliament and to go in organizations and talk about what I'm doing, because they say, oh, your child is special? Oh, okay, fine. So they look at us like we have done something really wrong. And it is only my fault that I've done it. And maybe sometimes they say, what have you done that you have a special needs child? So these questions sometimes, they just, they just take my mind away. I don't have anything to think about. And then I say, well, I'm here, still trying. But now what you've said is, and Queen Nadia always, she says sister to me, and it's like, I did something good. Okay, that is why they are with me. So they give me more strength, and more strength to fight back with the evil, thinking. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. And you're not helping me only, you're helping so many mothers, you're helping so many children. Here, even in Pakistan, it's far away from you, but still, believe you me, this will
No,
be
I
your
think-
way as well.
I think I will investigate this, and I would like to look at the problem and possibly help you to find a solution with your local government or with your federal government. And maybe
Yeah, government, they don't listen. They don't listen much.
well, I promise you, they will listen.
Thank you so much.
They will listen. They might not do what you want them to do right then and there, but they will listen. That I can guarantee you. But let us take one step at a time. The only way to make changes is to stand up for what you believe is right. And it's starting with your family, bringing your community with you. People respect you. Then you create a group of people of like mind. And then pretty soon you have a whole two counties and 3 counties. And pretty soon you have a whole nation of people behind you. That's leadership. Bring that together. And then all of you folks together will have a strong and powerful voice. And eventually, there are many other steps, but let's take one step at a time. I promise you, I will look into the problem myself and see how I can best serve you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Stay blessed always.
You're welcome.
I just want to add something. I was listening to Sister Sana. Living in Pakistan for a woman, it's not very easy because you are living in a Muslim country, and the Muslim population, they don't understand the meaning of Quran, where the Quran is uplifting the woman, and they don't really understand. They just to change the meaning of understanding of the Quran, of the real meaning of Quran, because the hadith said, bow in front of your mother, because under her feet you have the paradise, the heaven, you will find the heaven. Hadith has said that. The problem is that the men, the Muslim men, they didn't understand this meaning, where, it's not only in front of your mother, but in front of all the girls that one day will become a mother, like your daughter, your sister, your wife, and of course your mother. You see, sister, I just want to say, when the fire is burning too much and wants to control you, you have to just show him the power of water. And this is what you are, the power of water. You understand? So
Yeah. Thank you.
don't worry if you have to, we have to teach the Muslim men, and not only the Muslim, because this problem exists all over the world. We have to teach to every man that it is a woman who gave them life. They may be the big leader in the world or the big king in the world. A woman gave them birth. And for that, they have to respect. So show them the power of the woman. And the mindset will change. It is very difficult, yes. It's just like to destroy the ego of men and rebuild, destroy some tradition and culture and rebuild. This is what women should do, teaching them that we are not here to disrespect them or destroy them, but just to correct their mistake, because we have the same ability than them. We are all born free and equal. Your blood is red like them. The blood flowing in your vein is red like men. You have the capacity to think like them. You have the capacity to feel like them and to take action like them. And for that, you have to fight for your freedom, because an education, knowledge is giving you this freedom and equality. So don't really argue with them. Build yourself, build your mindset, show them that you are capable, and they will bow in front of you. I'm sure about that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Let me weigh in just 1 second.
Yeah.
I love Nadia, and Nadia has the most brilliant mind. She's absolutely correct. However, as a man, what I was doing a quick research, and I will do more. You need to have a lot of men who support you, not just. You need to have a lot of men of like mind who believe and understand the Quran, because in the Muslim community, they interpret scriptures differently from other religion. And what I would simply say to you is that we need to get a whole host of men who support you, many, and that'll be that would be a start. But I'll continue to research, and Nadia and I will look at various answers. And between she and I promise you, we'll come up with some good answers. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't have words to say, but God knows well what's inside me right now.
It does.
Not for you. Thank you so much. I've also I was like talking to the chairman of our Islamic ideology of the government. It's a government institution for Islamic ideology. They make the laws in Pakistan. They say, okay, this thing is okay, this thing is not. So I went there as well, and I tried to convince them to bring a law for our children, which is not in Pakistan, to make a budget. But still, I don't know why they're quiet now. But there were men sitting in that conference, and they were looking at me like, especially the secretary, he was looking at me like, why is she here? Why is she talking about special needs children, even though in their houses they had special needs kids, and they don't really care about it. They say they are useless. So you just imagine if I'm sitting in front of those people who are in the government, and they are sitting there and they can do, amazing things. But I'll not stop. I'll I'll do it again and again, and I'll try again and again. Like you said, we need men also in this system to help us and to stand with us. But like you and Queen Nadia is also, Your Majesty, you're with me now. I'm sure they will listen now. They will. Thank you so much.
And we have also our Professor Rosemarie with her leadership. She is just motivating everyone, and her course is also for the women. And we love her and we love her course. And it is just amazing. She is a wonderful leader, a big businesswoman, an author, and she's just an example. And this is why we are all here to listen to her course. Thank you,
so
Professor
much.
Rosemarie.
Thank you, dear sister Queen Nadia and our King Dr. Silva. I think one of the good things you're doing, Sana, and I think that's why you're showing your role of leadership, is being here. You know, when you have a support, a group, like I said from the beginning, remember, things are easier. So you see, the support that our King Dr. Silva has shown is amazingly, graciously benefited to what you're asking, you know. And there's a verse in the Bible that says, "Ask and shall be given," you know. So that's one powerful statement that I can tell you. Always ask, never stay quiet, and be genuine and real. Because when you amend those values to yourself in everything you do, regardless of the situation, you will overcome and will break through the patterns of what's happening, because those are patterns of poverty, a poverty of the mindset of a lot of people that has to be set now and change. But it's slowly in a process with good virtue and people who support each other, we can conquer many things. You know, by a dream of a dreamer, an achiever, can we build a nation. Believe that. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, I finalized my class. I really thank you for being all together here. And next time will be in Spanish. Next Thursday. That's
Yes,
fun.
Thursday we have the Spanish version of Motivational Leadership for Entrepreneurs, and it will be Thursday, same hour. It will be just amazing. Also, teaching in Spanish leadership, Spanish language. Before we end this classroom, Professor Rosemarie, we have Derek who wants to say something. Maybe we can pay attention to him.
Sure. Derek.
Okay, thank you very much for the wonderful session. I've really enjoyed. I think I have got something that has been troubling me, especially in line with leadership. You know, out of all that has been said here, you know, I'm coming from Africa continent, especially Zambia country to be specific. So here it has been very difficult, especially when we talk about network in leadership. So imagine based in this country or a family where when you start something, there's no anyone to support you. Everyone is there so that they can prove you if you can do it. Even when you launch some product that they demand, that they need on their daily consumption, they would rather go and buy to a foreign investor rather than buying from you. So everything that you do, they don't pay much attention. They don't give you that support. They would even tell more people to say, don't get from him. He's arrogant, he's rude, he thinks he will achieve, yet he doesn't have any money. He's just like this rude boy. We told him no, he should just be working, but he has decided to do that business. He will regret the offer that he turned. So how can you get the motivation to go throughout where your family, brothers and sisters, even your countrymen, they are now rejecting you and they want to prove you if you can fulfill what you are doing?
Dr. Silva, would you like to answer
I
the
would like
question?
to, yes. Aloha, Derek. There's an old thing, is a prophet is not heard in his own land. A prophet is not successful in his own country. That's been an old statement. It's been going on for centuries. If you're having problems selling your goods, your ideas, or things that you're doing, then go outside of your country and invite other countries to your product, and go out there and reach out to them. And that would be the first thing that I would think about. But continue to have your things promoted in your country. Where did you say you're from? Hello?
Zambia.
From Africa, specific Zambia
right?
country.
Yes. Zambia is its history is very, very rich. African countries' histories are very, very rich and very, very fertile. I have some thoughts, but I want to think about how I want to advise you. So next week, about this time or earlier, of course, because we're now closing down, I would like to present to you my thoughts, because I want to look at your country, the landscape, different types of businesses, and we could what is it that you do specifically?
Oh, okay, thank you very much. So basically I'm into general supplies. I supply like stationery, office tables, and technology materials like laptop that I supply to schools and non-government organization. And I do this because looking at the technology, we can now use like this communication materials to conduct online learnings, and lectures can be accessible to students, even those who are in remote places. So this is what I do. I supply stationery, laptops, office tables, and all that. Yeah.
So then, if you're doing something like that, then I would reach out to the Minister of Education and the government. Reach out to the Minister of Education, speak to him or her, introduce yourself, what you're doing, education, etc., and you begin there. Now that I understand what you are doing, go through your Minister of Education, go through your Minister of Superintendent for Education. That'll be a good step. But let me think more, and next week I'll give you my thoughts. Okay.
I really appreciate, and that will be more than great. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Aloha.
Derek, just have a word to you. And one of the things that we work as leaders, we got to be tolerant. And the tolerance, it doesn't mean that you have to follow every person, what they say, what they do. No. Tolerance is to see the other person as your own need, is to see them where they come from, what they really want, and what they really are asking. Because one of the things important that our Dr. Silva said today, our king, is that we have to listen. And sometimes we're not doing so, So part of the communication is to start listening properly of what they're asking, of what they're saying. And sometimes by doing so and not talking too much, you get very good results. But that's part of the transformation of a leader, you see. And tolerance also is not that we're going to tolerance all people with all their needs and all their likes, but we're going to be going through what we believe towards achieving that tolerance with others. Now, one good thing that's happening right now in the world, we have what the good economy is happening. Everybody through the world, through digitally searching and doing, is making business. So maybe you have to expand and overexpand your vision to do something different that can be sold online. So that's what maybe is your next step as a leader. You have to see different bias, But I think one of the things that you have to look upon all the negativity that may happen through the things you're doing, because people sometimes they don't want you to succeed easily. You know, we're not a rich golden going to everybody, and that's fine. We understand that. One thing that we cannot lose, like I said from the beginning, is our attitude. So I think you have all the attitude to do great things, and by tolerance and be achieving other things that maybe collide and connected through what you're doing right now may take you to the next step. That's my
Thank you.
point of view.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that's very nice. Yeah. It needs to be
I
a role
just want
model
to
with
share
attitude.
also one of my vision. You know, Zambia, you know, I am in communication with also the government there in Zambia. And the problem of Zambia that they are in a big crisis actually. And they are suffering a lot from also competition between them. It's like, Derek, you know what? It's like, and it's in all Africa, and it is not only in Africa, but in different countries, like also in India and all Bangladesh, where they are just cultivating jealousy and poverty of the mind because they are all in competition. Sometimes they won't buy your product because they will say, oh, if I buy his product, he will be more, I will make him rich. I will bring him to another level. And there is this competition between them. You understand? And that it has to be abolished. Now, to put everything online, it's a wonderful idea from our Professor Rosemarie, but there's a big problem in Zambia. The data, the network is very expensive, you know, and it's very, very expensive. So everyone has not access to internet. And this is the problem. This is why, yes, probably to develop telecommunication there, to develop the network there. This is the only thing to change the situation. This is the reality. Derek, is it true?
Yes, exactly, ma. Exactly, our queen. And now I'm trying to bring that solution, because if we look at this time of pandemic whereby physical classes has been shut, most of the students and pupils who are in little places, they are not able to have classes because there is no any communication materials that they can schedule an online meeting. But I'm trying to do that. Even as I try to do that, there are some people who are trying to to block me. Remember, I am doing this business and I don't have any partner yet. I'm doing it with just my friends. So one of my brother who is working in government with a big position, he called me to say, no, I like your idea, but I want you to change the structure. I want to be the managing director. When I be the managing director, I can give you the contract to supply. Then I say, okay, that's okay. But the issue is he wanted to have the ownership of everything about my business. But that had some challenges with me. Also, some other people, they think like it's a competition. You understand? Sometimes I feel like we are just doomed because we don't want to network. We don't want to empower one another. What we want is we just want the best to happen from us without doing anything. But when we see someone doing something, again we start envying them. So it has really been very, very difficult. So sometimes I'm just very young as I am, but some family members, like even within our family, that's the bad part. So one of my elder brother again said, what I'm going to do, he told me to say, I want to be a partner. Then I said, no, as for now, I don't think I need any partnership. Then he said that, okay, even me, I'm going to open a supply company, but he has never thought about it all along. So it's just a little bit, some people out of Zambia, especially out of Africa, can think like we lack leadership quality or we don't need to communicate. But there's a lot that is going. It starts from the government, even just to get a contract, a tender for supply. It has to deal with connections. If you don't have someone to connect you are not getting. They would rather give to a foreigner outside the country who can give them some money. And as people within Zambia, we remain poor. So that's the challenge that we have.
Derek, I have something to tell you. I was going to close without showing else what I have next, which is only one. There's two screenshots that I have, but remember we spoke. I'm gonna do this because I think it's appropriate. Give me just a second. Okay, one moment. All right. Okay, so did you see here the books? The first two books I started, okay? This is my first own book, okay? Breakthrough, which is Quebrando Barreras in Spanish. My editor, who's Analiet Seni, she did my foreword for the book, okay? And worked for me, digitally with so much heart. And we see that she has a great potential of what she does. And I have another great potential for what I do. So we understood each other business. She's an editor, she has an editorial, and I do marketing, and I do all kind of businesses for bringing up people as a network, okay? And what happened, we said, well, this book cannot die there. You understand? We have to do collaboration of authors inside, because this is a good venue for people to have a good platform for their being an author, for his writing, for then after doing other things, businesses together. So we see a big vision, and we created something called Sagas de Éxito, you see? But why we create this together? Why this become as big as you see here right now? You see 4 volumes, all translated in English and Spanish, okay? And then after, this is how many books we have after a year and 8 months. And how many writers we have inside the books is 12 each book. So why do you think this is happening? Because the vision that I had as potential being for helping others is the same vision that she has, but with her perspective of business and my perspective of business. And both together, we handle together to know where to start from. Now we build a business of an organization with other people. So we start building people with us to work for us. We are about 10 people working in these Sagas de Éxito. But to be honest with you, we have challenges. We are overseas. She's in Argentina, I'm in Canada. And all our group of people who work for us is in different countries in Latin America. But we know one thing. Our vision is not separated, it's together and united. So why I'm showing you this is because you have to look for people that have the same level of opportunity that you do, the same amount of skills or similar amount of skills that what you have, and you're both together in an agreement, and then you can flourish. But if you seek for people that may have good room of growth and opportunity and good intelligence, and they're really genuine, they want to grow, but then they start falling apart to your vision and the vision they had at the beginning, you have to separate. It's not an entity anymore. So this is something you have to preserve as a leader, and then really mark up where your best interest is with that person. You see what I mean? That's why I show it, because I was going to end. But this is something that I told you. We have seen people grown out of a platform because there's 2 strong leaders that always pushing up our authors. For us, they're the protagonist and we are the director behind. For us, even though these books are in our names, the most important people are inside. They're putting their stories inside. So this is all I want to say. I don't know if you collide with me with the information I've given you, but I think it's giving an opportunity to really think if you're heading towards the people that you need to be with. And that's where your greatest leadership challenges will be. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's not very easy, but it's achievable, that I believe.
It is achievable. It is achievable.
Yeah,
all you need to start on is to update and upscale. If you have done something wrong today that you know you have to change, do the little step to make it up. And if you know that you have been doing something so good that you know you're out of, put your effort in there. Now you have to diverse your investments. We'll talk about that later, okay? But in all mean, what I want you to see is that if you're not with the people with the same vision and the same amount of strength that you do, it's time to separate.
Imagine this person, she's she's working from the Ministry of Health, so she's got a contract. Now she's saying, for me to give you this contract, I need to change the structure so that I be also on the executive. I said, well, but even just to give you that, she needs a lot of money. You understand?
I mean, we cannot always be in the same agreement, okay? I understand as partner with my friend Analia Tseni, we're not all the time in the same agreement. But after looking at the both sizes, we said, okay, let's see what's good in here. This point is good. This one may be good for you, but not for me. Okay, let's put it aside. Let's go to the next one. You see, and then you start building a little bit more, you know, you start agreeing in a different way. See, yes, but it cannot be only in one way and the other. It has to be balanced. It will take time. It will take time, but I'm sure you can have those negotiation skills. You're a strong man.
Exactly. No, thank you very much for all these strategies. They are so helpful to me.
The same. Thank you so much. Thank you, our Queen Nadia. Thank you so much for having me. Dr. Ali, thank you so much.
Yes, he had to, the king went to a meeting and he said, I'm sorry, I have to attend my meeting, but he enjoyed our class. He loves you. He loves your course. And he was telling me in private, I will come next week to hear her course. And it is just amazing. We are learning a lot. And I am very happy because your course will uplift our people and bring the breakthrough to all our people, you know, and this is amazing because you are successful and you have a lot of things to teach, and I'm very proud of you, and I'm so blessed to have you in my life, to have you in Success World One, and to have you in Success World One Academy also as our professor, and it's just amazing. And I invite all the people who can speak Spanish, the same version in Spanish Thursday. So it will be just amazing. Thank you everyone for being with us today. And don't miss out the next classroom next week with our Professor Rosemarie Sanchez.
So thank you so much. Blessings to all of you. Thank you. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Queen Nadia, sister, and all of you. Love sending hugs. We're connected through Facebook and I don't know, Instagram, but here I am anytime, any help, by all means. We'll see you next week on Tuesday. Thank you.
You are just amazing. We love you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We are eagerly waiting for the next class. Okay.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I am very happy and very proud of our brothers and sisters from Pakistan and from Bangladesh, like Noor. It is very late there and they are here in your classroom because it's very interesting.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We'll all honor. Thank you. Thank you, guys. See you then. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.